Welcome to the webinar. Before we start today's webinar, a quick introduction about myself for those who have not met. I'm Priya Hokeri. I'm a SAFE program consultant and an Agile coach working for Lean Wisdom. I have around 18 plus years of experience. In that, 7+ years are more in the world of Agile and SAFE. Conducted multiple SAFE workshops, both public and corporate workshops. Also, Agile trainings have conducted. I've trained around 1,000 people in the world of SAFE and Agile. I've been part of multiple Agile release trains. I have launched both, software arts, and recently it was more of a non-software background art, which had more of mechanical, electrical, embedded systems. And along with that, there was a software integration. So that was a interesting art to launch. And mainly in the past, I worked on more of a banking and finance domains. And I'm a strong believer of SAFE and Lean Agile principles. This is a quick introduction about myself. We'll start today's discussion. Before we start all the discussion about implementation roadmap, a little bit of idea we need to have, why SAFE transformation is required. Any enterprise, let it be software, non-software, like mechanical, electrical, educational background, healthcare, any domain, the industries who are looking to achieve higher results, business results especially, they can go with the SAFE transformation. Because the Scaled Agile Inc., which is the entity which provides SAFE certifications and which is the one which provides SAFE framework, it has conducted survey for different enterprises who have been following SAFE. And with that survey, SAFE Scaled Agile Inc., they have come up with the results that the organizations who have implemented SAFE, they have achieved these 5 results mainly. They have achieved faster time to market. Quality of the product has been increased enormously. The productivity has increased. Employee engagement has been really satisfactory. And also the enterprises are able to focus more on business agility. Okay, so any of the organizations which they want to achieve this business result because of these reasons, SAFE is the right framework to go. So with this understanding of or the need of SAFE, we will start with today's discussion on SAFE. Before that, we will see what are the anti-patterns that we see usually in the Agile transformation journey. Most of the organizations, they transform from traditional waterfall to Agile. And then from Agile, they transform to SAFE, more of a scaled Agile framework transformation. So some of the anti-patterns, what we see are the leaderships, the lack of ownership and commitment from the leaders. Usually what leaders do is they set high expectation or, they just give you a high level idea of how the transformation should be. They do not give attention to details or, they will not guide you how the transformation should be executed step by step. Just with the leaders' high-level guidance, it becomes very difficult for the teams to go through the transformation journey. So that's one of the most observed anti-pattern in the industry. And transformation journey, if you start the journey without focusing on business results, that means, you don't have a goal. What do you want to achieve at the end of the transformation? If you just start your transformation journey, that is also, it becomes meaningless, or the seriousness will not be there in the journey of transformation. So we should always focus on what is the focus for us. Is it a business agility, or one of the reasons what I showed you in the previous slide, any of those things, faster time to market, quality, what it is. That identification of that goal is very important in the journey. Okay. And then in the transformation journey, if the planning is not sufficient, depth of planning in the transformation journey is one of the main anti-patterns again. We know that, yes, we have to do some change, but how do we do? That is not discussed, or, that is not communicated to the teams, means we are not going to achieve. Inadequate assessment of the right framework. As most of us are aware, there are different frameworks available in the market. And again, there is no one right framework which will suit all the domains, maybe, right? So you need to do, every enterprise have to do their homework, or they need to do this analysis of which framework is right for them based on their need. Okay, so that is also one of the important things that you need to consider in the transformation. Again, if we don't have a detailed step-by-step execution plan, it's going to be really difficult. I'm sure most of you would have gone through this, observed if you are in any of the transformation journeys. And if we do not adhere to the right processes and right practices at the right time, that is also an anti-pattern. Okay. Most of the organizations, when they start with the transformation, they come up with some training plans. But is it really role specific? Yeah, whether all the developers are going through the right set of trainings, Scrum Master, are they going with the right set of trainings? Is there any training for the leaders? That identification and scheduling, at what time, who has to go through which training, that is also very important. Okay. And then finally, any transformation, as I was telling you, right, we have to start our journey with, keeping business agility in focus. If we are keeping business agility in focus, we also have to measure. Anything we do, we measure, right? Only then the measurement, it gives you an idea where we are. It will help us to track. Are we doing good? Are we not doing good? What are the areas that we are failing? So collect the right metrics. That is also one of the important things. If we just collect metrics for the sake of collecting, to show some remote, it is not going to help in the right in the journey. We may not be successful in the safe transformation or any transformation for that matter. So we need to give attention on the metrics and how are we progressing. That is also important. So at a high level, these are the anti-patterns that we usually observe. So now let's see how our safe implementation roadmap helps us in focusing or addressing most of the anti-patterns what we quickly went through now. As most of you are aware, scaled agile transformation is complex. It is not very trivial. It is not simple. As the name suggests, we are scaling agility at the enterprise level. Okay, so when we are scaling agility at the enterprise level, we have hundreds of agile teams to be transformed. So a lot of planning is required, and it cannot be achieved by one person. Okay, so for that, what do we need? We definitely need to draft the plan. Can we just have some thoughts in the mind and go ahead? If one person, leader is really good, he has some visions, and based on that, can we start our journey? We may start our journey, but how do we progress? The mental thoughts what we are having, it may not help you in the execution. So that is the reason we need to draft everything. What is the next step? That is very important. So if you see Dan and Chip Heath, they have written a book called Switch, very interesting book. Okay, in that book they have mentioned any successful change requires a translation of ambiguous goals into concrete behaviors. To make a switch, you need to script the critical moves. See, so important they've mentioned. Scripting the critical moves is an important thing in the transformation journey. So this is what is addressed, or this is what is covered in the implementation roadmap. This is what is the safe implementation roadmap. This is a graphical representation, and it has got multiple steps. Each of the steps guides you, which is the thing, which is the next step that you need to do. If you don't follow, what will happen? Or if you follow each of these steps, what are the benefits that you are getting? Everything is included in the safe implementation roadmap. And many organizations, many enterprises have gone through this step by step, in the same order. And enterprises have been really successful in, implementing SAFE. So out of the experience and out of the feedback given by different enterprises, again, we would re-emphasize that the safe implementation roadmap is very important or very critical to follow in the journey. Okay. If you see here, it is almost like, this snake kind of a diagram. It has got multiple steps. Okay. It goes like this. And it starts with an organization which is more of a waterfall or a traditional organization, and which wants to move to safe. It starts with that. Then it extends to, multiple activities are involved here. Identifying that, giving the right trainings for the people, having more of a checklist kind of a thing to ensure what is good, what is not being done. And then what do we do is we extend it to multiple arts and multiple portfolios. So, however, the focus of this webinar I'm concentrating is only one art, because always, the first step what you take, it needs to be right. Yeah, and it should be measurable. So more I'm concentrating on identifying a single art. Yeah, and you build the art, you coach the art, and you prepare them for the PI planning, and how you, how you train the art in the execution part. So more focus is with respect to one art. Okay, the later three steps, they are vast by themselves. So maybe we can have separate webinars on those topics. So the today's focus would be more on one art. Okay, and we will start then with the implementation roadmap step by step. Our first step is reaching the tipping point. As you can see here in this diagram, this is the place where we say, reaching the tipping point. At the tipping point, what happens? Any enterprise, usually there might be two reasons where we say, the organization or the enterprise has reached the tipping point. That means it's the utmost point. Beyond that, there is nothing that you can do. Okay, so either of the two reasons that are listed here, we would say that the organization has reached the tipping point. The first one may be burning platform. There is a lot of difficulty in competing with the competitors. The enterprise is not able to give tough competition with the others. Okay, and they are not able to deliver on time. The customer is asking within the stipulated time. However, the enterprise is finding it very difficult. They are not able to match the timelines. That might be one of the issues. Or the customer is expecting extremely high quality product. The enterprise is not able to deliver, to whatever may be the reason. So any of these things can be your burning platform. On the other hand, the burning platform can be, maybe because of the visionary leaders that the organization is having. There are some leaders who are not, they're not happy with the status quo. As of today, yes, the enterprise is doing very well. But are they really thinking of the future? Is what differentiates them from being visionary leaders. The leaders who think about future, who think, how can I give a tough competition to my competitors? Can I do much better than my competitors so that I can, sustain my business? So if the leaders are of that sort, we call them as more of a visionary leaders. So either of these situations, yes, there is a need for transformation. So beyond this, the enterprise cannot sustain business. It is somewhere that place. So that is what is we call as a reaching tipping point. So that is the time there is a need of some framework which will address their issues. The second step in the implementation roadmap is more about training the lean agile change agents. So before we discuss on this, let's see what is the anti-pattern that we see at this stage. Okay, what happens if there are, if we do not train the lean agile change agents, what does happen? So you might see agile teams in the safe transformation. There will be hundreds of agile teams. So agile teams may miss out on practicing the safe principles. They might miss to follow the values and principles of safe because they are so busy. The entire team is so busy in developing the value delivery, or they would be more on working the stories and completing the features. So in somewhere, if they might miss out on following these practices. So to emphasize the entire art or more agile teams in SAFE, we need some people who can act as change agents. So we call them as change agents. Who are those change agents and what do they do? These change agents, they come up with a extreme experience. They have a very good experience in their domains. At the same time, they are also emphasizing, they have been practicing the lean agile practices, SAFE principles and values they are practicing, and they have the mindset to influence the teams and emphasize the teams to follow these practices. So those people, we call them as change agents. So these change agents, is it one person or group of people? As I mentioned, SAFE is not simple. Transformation is not going to be that simple. It is complex. So definitely one person may not be sufficient, or one person cannot influence so many agile teams, and it is difficult to track also. So we definitely need a coalition. We need a powerful coalition. So who all would be part of the coalition is, we need some leaders, who can set the vision for the transformation. Where are we heading towards? If you do not give an idea, or if you do not communicate the goal with your teams, it becomes difficult. That happens with everybody, right? If we know the goal, yes, we work hard towards it. What is the end result? We want to know. 6 months from now, we want to achieve that. 1 year from now, we want to achieve that. That goal is very important. So we need leaders who can set that vision. And in the transformation journey, if there are any blockers, they should support. They should help in clearing those blockers. We look forward for those kind of leaders. Okay, they should be part of the coalition group. And definitely we want practitioners. Practitioners means developers who work on the stories and who give the incremental deliveries. We want managers, and we want some change agents who can implement any specific process are there that has to be followed. We want these group of people. At the same time, we also need expertise. If they are more, specific domains, like, we need people who have experience on banking, insurance, or more of a hardware related. Or if the enterprise is more on a healthcare domain, we want expertise. What would expertise help in? They are the one who can help us in taking quick and intelligent decisions. Because of the vast experience they have, they are able to take good decisions. So they also form the part of the coalition. And definitely the people, we want group of people who take the organizational credibility as a serious thing. Okay, so with the powerful coalition of all these people put together, they form the change agents. So usually what happens in the organizations is, to start the SAFE implementation journey, usually they take help of the external SPCs. Okay, because external SPCs would help you, they would have had experience in launching the arts in different domains. So they would do a really good value add, and they would also tell you that, yes, these are the steps, there is a hump on the road, be careful. There will be the signboards. They act like that. They'll guide you. Oh yeah, this might be the place, you would have seen these boards, right? Accident zone, be careful. Change agents or something like that. They'll keep guiding you. This might be the accident zone, be careful. This is what you need to follow. Reduce your speed. Follow this. Okay, so the change agents are like that. Okay, so initially, usually enterprises take the help of external SPCs. However, over a period of time, they themselves, the organizations, identify the people who can act as change agents. So usually the people with the good domain knowledge, at the same time, who has more inclination towards this agile and SAFE practices. They themselves, have some, need to have some idea on agile. They should have worked on agile practices. They should know these things. So identify those people and give them the idea, give them the training on the SAFE processes. Okay. So at this stage, when the internal change agents are identified, the certification or the training, what they go through is called as SPC, SAFE Program Consultant. So once the internal organization, internal people, if they go through this SPC, then they are eligible to train the other people in the organization. So this is a 4-day course that would be handled. Okay. So first thing is identifying and giving them the training, because we need more number of people who can guide the teams. So this is the first thing. Next would be training executives, leaders, and managers. SAFE is a top-down transformation. Okay. Before we discuss again more in detail in this, let's see the anti-pattern. What happens? Okay. If leaders are not trained on SAFE, what is SAFE? What may happen? They may not be able to execute or exhibit the lean agile principles. Yeah, they don't know what is lean, what they don't know what is the importance of agile mindset. So maybe that might be one of the anti-patterns. And leaders don't own the transformation. They don't want to take the accountability, maybe because of fear of failure. Anyway, we are doing good. Why do we have to take new challenges and fail in that? I don't want to take those failures. Maybe the leaders can be of that mindset. And missing psychological safety, this is very important. The leaders, if they don't have that thinking of the more of exploring new ideas, what will happen? The same thing they expect from the team members. So obviously what will happen is they'll not encourage the team members to do any new exploratory work, or they don't want to take their team members to take any of the challenges. So this is something very important that needs to be fixed in leaders. Yeah, the changing the mindset is very important. So what SAFE emphasizes is, before we start the transformation journey, it is very important that we give some idea to the leaders. Let them understand what is SAFE, what is innovation, what is learning organization, right? What are the different events that are involved in SAFE? What are the pillars of SAFE? There are different core competencies. Everything, all the introduction about SAFE, the values, principles, events in SAFE, what is PI planning? Yeah, that is important thing. If the leaders don't understand what is PI planning, do you think they will encourage all the team members to participate in PI planning? Assume that leaders don't know what exactly happens in the PI planning. They may say that no, just some couple of people you go from each of the teams. Possibility is there. So SAFE says first you give idea to all the high level executives, leaders, and managers, and then you start training others on the train. So this becomes a very important thing. And at this stage, two trainings that we emphasizes. One is a leading SAFE, which is called as SAFE Agilist, which is a 2-day course again. And another one is LPM, Lean Portfolio Management. This is more for a portfolio leaders, where more of a budgeting, strategy stuff at the manager level that would be discussed here. Okay. Now let's see, how do we train the executive? What do we train the leaders on? And what is achieved after that? Okay. So there are multiple things that are involved in this step. Some important things to mention here is, first thing what we discuss more or we emphasize more is more about this lean agile mindset. If you have heard about the leaders with the fixed mindset, leaders who are they are scared of fear of failure, they don't want to take up any new challenges. Whatever I'm doing today, it is fine. More, they are happy with the status quo. It is fine. Let me not take anything new. So when we have discussions in this leading SAFE, yeah, we will be training the leaders. So we talk more about lean agile mindset. Be open, take up new challenges. Yeah, without our the innovations, it is very difficult to sustain the business, and it is difficult to satisfy your customer. So we talk a lot about this lean agile mindset. And then another important mindset thinking is about value stream. Identify what is a value stream, how many value streams are there. Yeah, if the leaders they have their own teams, where are they fitting that entire value stream end to end? So that we give knowledge about the value stream in this training. And importance of innovation. SAFE has got definite time period for this innovation. We call it as IP iteration. So what is the importance of IP iteration? So nobody has an obligation to request the time and space for innovating in this SAFE. Yeah, by design, everybody gets some time. Yeah. So convincing the leaders about the importance of innovation, that is what we do in this course. Okay. And emphasizing more on relentless improvement. If the culture of the organization is not about learning organization, we train the leaders to move the organization towards learning organization. So again, learning is not one day thing, right? It's an ongoing activity. So leaders should also exhibit that value. Lead by example. Yeah. Most of the times the teams follow what are the values that leaders exhibit. So these are all the things that we emphasize leaders to start practicing. Let them start practicing over a period of time. Yes, from fixed mindset, if they are there, they move towards growth mindset. Yeah, they are open to challenges. Okay, so we do a lot of discussion on this. And we also talk about systems thinking to them. Systems thinking is even the leaders, if they are more of the vertical leaders, more of a siloed approach, if it is there in the organization, we say that just don't think from your component or your module wise or your vertical. Think as end-to-end perspective. Take a holistic approach. Maybe if you are thinking more in a siloed perspective, it may not be helpful. So we emphasize more on systems thinking. And decentralized decisions. As it is, leaders are more of keeping all the decisions with them, which is not a right thing, right? So we say build the next level leaders. You start assigning some of the decisions to your team members. Let them take a call, let them take a decision. Initially they may feel that's fine, but as a leader you give them a psychological safety. It's okay, fine, if you have failed, let's see why you have failed and how can I help you next time not to fail. Can I help you to improve yourself? Okay, so that is more of a decentralized decision thing. And another important thing is organizing the teams around value delivery. You have assume you have some database, some other specific teams. If you have, it's not that you are organizing the teams just because of the skill set you have. Instead of that, you need to organize the teams based on what value you are delivering to the customer or what is the solution that you are building. Based on that, you need to form the teams. And of course, incremental value delivery, we have to emphasize a lot on this. This is a important thing, especially in the organizations who are just moving from waterfall to more of agile and scaling. Identifying what is incremental delivery, yeah, and how it is important. It plays a critical role. Again, this is with the mindset. Many people may feel that maybe in the software field, it is very easy to identify what is an incremental delivery. In the non-software field, it is a little difficult. Convincing the leaders about this is a important thing. Okay, so over these trainings, multiple things are discussed on a high level. These are the ones we do. It will help it will help the leaders to understand what is safe. Okay, so this is about training the executives, leaders, and managers. Now, if we move on to LACE, which is the next step. LACE is Lean Agile Center of Excellence. It has a group of people who have expertise in the safe principles and practices, and they help in they help the entire art or the entire enterprise to follow all the principles at the right time. What has to be followed? Okay, if LACE is not there, what might happen? There may not be any sense of urgency. Oh, should I do this now? Should I do system demo now just after the iteration, or maybe let me wait for another 3 or 4 more iterations. Maybe at the end we will do. Do we really have to do the iteration planning now, or maybe at a later stage, whenever we have time, we may do? So that sense of urgency may be missing if LACE is not there. And no system thinking on transformation. So what happens is each of the teams may just think from their point of work. They may not be aware of what is happening as a whole, end to end, what is happening. They may not be aware of it. And if assessment is not done, on the different competencies, SAFE has got 7 core competencies, right? So maybe the assessment may not also be done at the regular intervals if LACE is not emphasizing. These LACE Lean Agile Center of Excellence, it is one of the distinguishing factors to understand whether the enterprise is serious about transformation or not. You would have seen, enterprises which they say that, yes, we are more of a agile organization. But if they do not have this lace, it clearly sees that, for the namesake, they are having, they are saying agile transformed company. Okay. The organizations who are really serious about implementing, they go with this lace, because again, this is a group of people. What do? Lace share a lot of responsibilities. Yeah. More of, the SPCs, along with the SPCs, they share some unique responsibilities also. So here what I'm saying is I'm concentrating more on the unique responsibilities of this LACE, what a group of people would do here. What they do is, they communicate the business need and urgency and vision for the change. Why is it required? If you do not do, what will happen? That impact they would communicate. And they help in this value stream identification workshop. Okay, identifying the value stream. What, the value stream, what do we call is, there is a customer who comes with the request, and the team processes the request and finally delivers the value to the customer. So this entire end-to-end, the time and the events involved between this request and response, that is what we call as a value stream. So value stream identification is an important thing, and LACE emphasizes on this. It pushes people, yes, you better identify the value stream, otherwise most of the work will be held. Okay, so they emphasize more on that. And a LACE, group of LACE, or I can say, representative of LACE, they help in providing the trainings, and they also help in coaching the art level stakeholders, teams, and again, role specific trainings. They help in doing that. And they also do the benchmark, and they connect with the community, external community. So you have group of, SPCs over here. Okay. Maybe, across the industry, if any people have gone through the successful transformation, call them as guest speakers, arrange for some sessions to just, hear their experiences, and also, get to know the challenges, what they faced in their journey. Yeah. So they work more towards this. And they are also, helping in establishing this relentless improvement. The teams are very busy. Don't expect that, teams will have time to look after, other things. Okay. Now there is one person who's standing behind, and they are saying, yes, your iteration is done now. Yeah. Now it is time for you to do some retrospective. Yeah. Now it is an IP iteration. This is a time to do some innovation. So they keep, emphasizing these things. And at the same time, they will also do, they do the regular assessments and different competencies, whatever is applicable. Yeah, they do. How are the teams have been progressing on achieving these competencies? Yeah, let it be team and technical agility, or agile product delivery, or continuous learning, and the relentless improvement culture. What it is, how is it happening? So the PI would be for 2 to 3 months, right? So maybe at a regular intervals, they'll keep assessing the day the transformation journey was started. How was it? And now from 2 to 3 months from now, how is it? Yeah. So they keep doing the assessment. So as I told you, this is a distinguishing factor for industries. Okay. Enterprises who are serious, they will go with the Lean Agile, Center of Excellence. This is very important. Okay. So take this, start forming this LACE in your organizations. You've not started with this. Right. And the next step is identifying the value streams and arts. If we do not identify value stream, what is the anti-pattern? You may miss out, the link might miss out. Value stream is end-to-end flow. If that is not identified, possible that, right, some of the teams or the inputs from the teams would have, missed out. You would have failed to identify them. And identifying the arts, when it comes to that part, the teams would have, if you don't do a proper evaluation or proper identification of the value stream, the arts would have formed just without any plan, no strategy is there, just like that, because you have some expertise, you would have formed art, which is not a right way to do. So these are the anti-patterns. Okay, so identification is very important. So Edward Deming says, break down the barriers between departments. Okay, so in this step of identifying value streams and arts, what are the activities involved? We will see. There are 5 definite steps that are involved usually in the identifying the value stream. So if you look at the picture, the green one, whatever you are seeing, okay, that is of an example of a customer who wants a loan and who wants a housing loan. He would have applied for the loan. He approaches the bank, submits the documents based on his eligibility. He would get the loan. He would repay the loan, close it. So, the value stream here is the time when he approaches the bank and the time when he closes the loan. So there are different activities or events involved in this. So first thing is identify this operational value stream. SAFE talks about 2 value streams, operational and development. So the first step in this is identify which is the operation value stream. Operation value stream is a series or set of sequential events or people who are involved in using the apps. The apps or the solutions would be built by the development people. So the front, what do we call, the people who are involved in using the app, they are more of operational value stream people. So first you have to identify what is the operational value stream here. Next thing is you have to identify what are the solutions which are used by these operational value stream people. Okay, so whatever you are seeing here, the channels, loan origination system, credit scoring, core banking, these are all the solutions. These solutions are used by the operational value stream people. The third step is you have to identify who are the people developing these solutions. Okay, that's the third step. The fourth step would be, identify the development value stream. What is development value stream? Sequence of events or people who are involved in developing these solutions. They are development value stream. So you need to identify them. And once you are done with identifying this development value stream, next thing is identify the art, agile release stream. So it is, they are all interlinked and it goes more systematic way. Just like that, I'm starting with the SAFE transformation and I have been hearing the word agile release train. Let me form a team. It is not a right way. It is not a scientific way. This is how it should happen. Okay. Usually, now just in a couple of minutes, I'm talking about this value stream identification. In reality, we would do this, we conduct this value stream workshops, which extends to over 2 to 3 days. Okay. So we start with identifying this solution, then we do, step by step, we do this. Okay. So what you need to observe here is SAFE is more scientific and it is structurally designed properly, one after the other, what you have to do. Okay. So if you understand this, you will know why, we are emphasizing so much on procedures, like one after the other, you will have to do. Even if you miss out on one thing, it impacts big. Okay, so these are the high level steps that I can see, which we use in identifying the value streams and arts. And the next step, once we have the value stream ready, art is also identified. Next step is creating the implementation plan. If we do not, follow this process, or what are the anti-patterns at this stage is, if we select a wrong value stream or wrong art, that may impact the journey. Okay. And while selecting, if you do not select the art which can give you quicker goals, short wins, that is also, that will also impact your transformation. See, we all want, in the long journey, if we set a goal, assume you set a goal, okay, and if you don't see the frequent wins or short-term wins, many a time, we feel that, yeah, we are being pulled back. Instead, if we see, short-term wins, small incremental delivery, some progress, if we see, we are all happy. That's a human nature, right? So same thing here also we are saying, identify the right things and then start the journey. So how are we doing? At this point, what we need to do is we need to find opportunistic art. How do we find the opportunistic art? Based on these four things. There might be, when we do the value stream workshop, possible that you may identify, couple or multiple arts. How do you choose the right art? I was mentioning about the short-term wins. We need them, right? Only then it motivates. Yeah, yes, we feel like doing something more on that perspective. So when you choose the art, you need to consider these four things. Leadership support, yeah, whether that particular art has, cooperative leaders who can help you in the journey. Collaborating, the teams, are they collaborating? And is there a clear vision, or have you identified the right product? Okay. And then the final thing is, the art, what you are finding, does it have, any significant challenge or opportunity? So when I see opportunistic art and when I see about short-term wins, it's not that which is very simple, you pick it up and, you start implementing safe. No, this is an important thing. You identify a art which also has a challenge. Something, I was talking about the focus. Identify which is the art which has got a critical or, the challenging thing that the art has. So select such art and then start your journey so that it is more interesting and it will also bring the initial wins for you. Okay, this is what it is. So identifying the first value stream, first art, very important. Okay. When you identify the first value stream and art, at the same time, you will also have some, high level plans. You draw it for your future arts. Okay, that is also important. Otherwise, it is, it will not give you the overall idea. We would be missing more of a systems thinking. So at this stage, we will also do the high level identification of the high level planning for other arts. Okay, and the next one would be preparing for the art launch. So one request to the participants. So couple of more slides I have in which are having little more details. So what I would do is let me complete what is the information that I want to convey with you all first. And the last 15-20 minutes, I will take up all the questions. So kindly be patient with me. I'll address all the questions. Okay. Yeah. Coming to the next step, it is more of preparing for the art launch. This is a critical step here. Okay. What do we do? Preparation of art launch is something like, you prepare for one of the biggest events. How we do proper planning, right? We check whether this is done, that is done, any big event, any corporate event, or, any of big events in your house. If you have, we prepare a checklist, we ensure that, we sit and plan, then, we keep on checking the checklist, right? Whether this is done, that is done. Same way here also, we have a lot of checklist items when we are preparing for the art launch. Okay. If we do not do this, what would be the anti-patterns? Here are the ones. Maybe if we don't do a proper planning here, only few people might be trained, not everybody on the train. Okay. And again, no role specific training. Yeah. Scrum Master should go through the training, which will help him to play the role of a Scrum Master. If he goes through, some of the DevOps training, will that really help him? May not be. So role specific training is very important in SAFe. And if we do not come up with or if we do not prepare any of the checklist items, we are sure we would going to miss a lot of actions, during this. So we emphasize more on preparing a checklist at this stage. And at this stage, when we are preparing for art launch, we are going through, we usually conduct these different trainings. Again, if you see here, they are all role specific. Essay, leading SAFe. People after attending this, they would get the SAFe Agilist certification. POPM, specifically for people who play the role of product owners and product managers. And SAFe Scrum Master, specifically for Scrum Masters. And this is for architects. If you observe here, there is no one single course which will satisfy everybody. their roles are different, their responsibilities are different. So the SAFE also has different trainings for them. Okay, see, all these trainings, they impart the SAFE values and principles in you. At the same time, the certification is a byproduct, and it will ensure that, yes, see, when you're preparing for the certification, it will help you. Definitely, you will go through the material, you will revise what has been discussed in the workshops. So that way, we are ensuring that, yes, everybody is aware of all the SAFE practices and everybody is under the same understanding of SAFE in any organization, if you consider. So that is the importance of going through the trainings. And what is there in the art launch? If you see here at a high level, yes, these are the 7 steps that we follow. First is defining the art, okay, which is a good art. So first we define that. Then launching the date. PI plannings would be there. The iterations would be in the cadence. So upfront, next 3 to 4 PIs, we publish the calendars. PI planning is the one event which entire art needs to be present. Okay, so well in advance, we need to book the calendars of the leaders. We want the leaders, stakeholders, everybody to be present. So this plays an important role. The second one, launching the date, finding the right dates for the activities. Next is train the leaders. Yes, this is an important thing where the art leaders should go through the SAFE trainings. We conduct that. And then we concentrate more on training the product owners and product managers, and followed by scrum masters and architects. And then what we do the assessment here. Assessment is, you will verify whether the readiness is there for the launch of the art. Okay, the readiness can be in different things, whether it is vision is ready, roadmap is ready, your backlogs are ready, the teams, have they gone with the required trainings? Okay, any of the tools that they are using in this journey, have they gone through the trainings of that? Okay, and when you are publishing the calendar, you will also have to consider the people, are they available on the art for that particular PI? Are there any blockers during that time, any milestones that the people will be away for some time? What it is, it can be different scenarios, but everything you'll have to consider, and everything is scripted. Okay, literally, we develop a checklist, and at regular intervals we keep assessing this checklist items. Okay, so in SAFE also it provides art readiness checklist. Okay, it is there in the Scaled Agile community. Yeah, so you can go through that. So that is a very important thing you can refer to. And the final step is backlog readiness, where we talk about all the epics, right? The more of at the art level, we concentrate more on features and stories. So we ensure that everything is ready. Okay, and yes, coming to one important thing here at the assessment level, it also talks about logistics. Logistics is again with respect to if you are having a remote PI planning, what are the tools that you are using? Everything is fine. If it is a offline PI planning, you'll have to arrange for all the location and all the required stationery materials, more of a alignment, giving directions to people, when to come, what to do, everything. Okay, and also about the content readiness, whether business PMs are all ready with their contents. So more assessment, checklist verification is done at this time. Okay, so when we do all these things, the next step will be launching the art. At this point, what we do, we train the teams. We conduct 2-day workshop for them. We give them idea about what is Agile, what is SAFE, what are the different events in the SAFE and all. The anti-pattern here at this stage is, if we don't do this, maybe not all teams would understand what is SAFE. Their takeaway, it can be different. And chances are there that the PI planning may be attended only by few people, not because since they have not gone through the training, they don't know what is the importance of PI planning. So they may feel that only 2 of them in our team, let them go and attend PI planning. which is a clear anti-pattern. So these are some of the anti-patterns which, which might happen if we don't do this proper training the teams. So the different steps involved here are, it starts with the iteration events, explaining them, starting with what is a daily stand-up, okay, what is iteration review, retrospective, then talking more about user stories, the different techniques that we are using, estimating the user stories. We give, that's why if you observe, the content for every course in SAFE is different. Yeah, many people may get confused. When we do this SAFE practitioner, which is for the teams, we talk about this user story estimation. Maybe in another course, it may not be there. Okay, so all the content is more of a role specific. Next is giving them an idea about program Kanban, how the user stories are captured at the Kanban board, and then giving them an idea, more of a, sometimes we also conduct the simulation activity for the PI planning, okay, which will definitely give them an idea about, how will be the PI planning. And then we also educate them to have a collaboration with the PO, PMs and architects. Whenever they are having a query, please approach and get the clarifications. And educate them about PI execution, emphasizing more on built-in quality practices. Okay, PI system demo, how do you have to prepare for the system demo? We given them an idea. And a little bit introduction about DevOps and CI/CD pipeline. To start with, we say that what is the importance of DevOps? Can you identify the area where we can start implementing this? Can we at least automate a part of your, the pipeline? So that discussion we would initiate over here. And then the final one would be about the innovation and planning iteration, and more of inspect and adapt. So with this, at this stage, they are at one, they have a sufficient knowledge about SAFE and the different events. They are ready for the PI planning and also the execution. So the next part is the PI planning is done, okay, and we have to coach the art execution. This is more of a PI execution part. So at this point, we have the anti-patterns. What we identify is, if during this execution, there is not a mentor or a coach who can help the team, the anti-patterns might be, the collaboration may be missing. Okay. There is no time and space for innovation because they are entirely busy in developing the stories. And, they may not also not be focusing on incremental value delivery, what they have to complete in an iteration. At least initial 2 to 3 PIs, this coaching art execution is very important. Because whatever the plannings and trainings you have conducted till now, it will give you the results during this time, art execution. Yeah, you will start implementing all the practices, principles over here in this phase, coaching the art execution. Okay. So when I say coaching art execution, there are 6 important steps here. More of iteration planning, because art execution is what, we would have planned for multiple iterations in the length of a PI. So each iteration, the teams would be working on the stories. So iteration level, we'll have to guide them. So more of iteration planning, backlog refinement, daily stand-ups. Yeah, again, anti-pattern and daily stand-ups, I think most of you would be aware, taking more time and discussing the things which are not required. So limit those things. Yeah. So we have to educate a lot about this DSU, daily stand-ups. And then what is iteration review and retrospective? Yeah, that would be discussed. And system demo. System demo, again, it's a time-boxed event. So we should, help the teams in understanding what has to be demoed. It's not that whatever you have built, everything can you show. Or if you have not built, say your story, it is half complete, but still there is something that you can show, yeah, as a demo. Yes, that should be considered. So more discussion, more examples are given during this system demo. And then the different events, Scrum of Scrum, PO sync, art sync, okay, IP iteration, that will also be discussed here. And at this stage, the DevOps, SDP means Safe DevOps workshop is conducted. Agile software engineering is done, and APM, Agile product management. This APM is more about design thinking. Okay, different tools involved in design thinking and how do we address customer centricity, that will be discussed during this APM. And this in ASC, more of, the agile practices, which would help in increasing the value delivery to the customer. That would be discussed during this course. So all these are happening during this art execution parallelly. Okay. So at this point, now what we have done, we first identified the different trainings, what to be given for the leaders, starting with the leaders, because SAFE is a top-down transformation. We did that. And then, identification of a value stream and art. Then we train the teams, different courses along the journey. We made the teams ready for the PI planning. And once the planning is done, we help them in, executing. Yeah, at the execution part, what are the support that the teams might require? So that we discussed. And from here, once the art execution is done, the next thing is you evaluate the progress of the art. And based on its success, you will think of, launching multiple arts and multiple portfolios across different portfolios. Okay. So as I had mentioned, the focus is more on launching a single art. So this is what I could quickly share with all of you. So the conclusion of including or following a systematic implementation roadmap is the benefits would be more of the business agility, the customer centricity. What you would be achieving is literally higher than compared to not organized or not structured way of following the transformation. So the key thing here is follow all the steps of implementation roadmap in the same order. I want to emphasize this, please. Yeah, you need to follow it in the same order to achieve higher business results. And then start with training the leaders. That is very important. Top-down transformation. First is to transform leaders, and then transform the team members. And then review the transformation at regular intervals and also its results frequently. That is how it will give you an idea whether the transformation is on track or not. Okay. So with the time boxed boundary, this is what we could cover. So what I would suggest is please contact our team for any of the information if you need on different courses. Okay, so our team is there, you can contact them. Now open for all the questions. So maybe let me take the questions. Rupa Ganesh, one moment, let me just Lean Wisdom team, any questions, or would you be able to give access to Rupa Ganesh? Can you please help me out in this? Just give me a minute. One moment. Yes, maybe first I'll go with Praveen. Praveen, yes, you can please ask your question.
Thanks so much, Priya, for the opportunity. Thanks so much for taking us through the entire deck. Just a few basic questions. Maybe I missed out the initial few minutes. Could you please tell us about art and the PI identification? And also, from the perspective of my role as a leader within the controls and compliance function, where we are heavily looking into the regulatory aspects and things like that, how would SAFE be relevant? What would be the uses or advantages of going ahead implementing, and which would be the right course for somebody from within my team?
Yes, I would answer that.
Thank you so much.
Give me a minute. Yeah. So if the first question was more about art is a agile release train. Okay. Agile release train, how we form is based on, first we identify what is the, we follow all these steps, what is the value stream and what is the solution that we need to deliver to the customer. Based on that, we form the agile release stream. So agile release stream, ideally it has got all the expertise which are required to, deliver the solution to the customer. So it can be from, you may have people from software, hardware, okay, legal, marketing, sales, HR, everybody. If your solution needs people from all these verticals, yes, you will include all of them in your art. Okay. And coming to your other part of the compliance team, definitely compliance team, they play a major role in most of the arts, because your team is the one who would be verifying, and giving the certificate that yes, things are done and it is ready to for the release. So most of the times your team can be part of the many of the arts. Okay, so that is the second thing. And as a leader, if you are leading a team of compliance team, I would suggest you go through the leading safe course, which is a 2 days workshop. On attending this workshop, you would be entitled as a safe agilist. So for a leader, I would suggest going through this leading safe workshop.
Thank you so much, Priya.
Okay, I think Rupa Ganesh, just give me a minute. Our team, can you help me? I'm not finding this raise hand. I think it's not displayed as of now. Yes, Indra. Yeah, can please go ahead. Can ask your question. Indra, maybe you can type your question. I'm not able to unmute you. Lean Wisdom, anybody? Are you there? You can help me in unmuting this. Okay, maybe I'll go with Ruba Ganesh. Ruba Ganesh, are you able to unmute yourself? You can ask.
Yes.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you, Priya, first of all. Yeah, it's been a good session about how to start with SAFE and how it works on and how we can implement and how value it adds to the organization. It doesn't matter what size your organization is, whether it's a smaller one or being a larger one. But as you said, SAFE is for the scaled agile for enterprise. So my first question is like, what could be the capacity of the enterprise and what could be the size of the changes which they are bringing in? Because I've been in my career, I've played many roles in change itself, wherein like I've been played as an ITL change management, and I also have played in organizational change management, and I've taken part in many IT transformation and transition programs, and I could see like how to place the art and everything. But then I just want to know what should be the size of the art team, and what could be the scale of implementing the what should be the minimum and the maximum size of implementing SAFE for any sort of organization activity or whatever the changes, whatever we have discussed.
Yes.
And adding to this, I also have a second doubt, but yeah, you can help me with.
Sure. Yeah. SAFE has definite guidelines about launching these arts. So usually organizations start with launching one art, and then they extend it to multiple arts. So the guideline for forming the art is minimum is 50, maximum is 125 as per SAFE. Okay.
So you mean to say like a minimum of 15 art teams
50,
or 15 members of
50 people?
Okay. Okay.
50 is 50 people. So it would include all your developers, scrum masters, POPMs, architects, everybody, the minimum number. Maximum can go up to 125. Okay. And we have seen in different organizations, we have seen arts with the 60 people. We've also seen arts with 110, 120 people. So again, it depends on what kind of solution you are building. Okay. So coming to your question, there is no restriction that only these many number of arts should be there. It is all, the number of arts is always decided on the product or solution what you are building.
I mean, the requirement, based upon the requirement.
Yeah. So assume you are building one, what do I say? Maybe one of the applications in banking, and it may need around little complex and around 500 people if you need. So ideally, you would end up in having 5 different agile release streams. Okay, so the size of the each art can vary. So maybe one is handling only what do I say, in within that application, if they have different solutions, each of the art would be concentrating on developing that particular solution. So SAFe also has got 4 configurations. So the basic configuration is essential, which is where we'll be talking about only one art. So the next level, when you are having around 500 to 600 people, you can go for a large solution configuration. So there are some more extended roles on top of that. So it goes like that, then you have the portfolio and full configuration. So it is more on the solution what you are building.
Okay. And second question is like, have only these are the only 2 questions which I have doubts. So see, I'm pretty much aware of how Agile works, and what is the role of a Scrum Master and role of a product owner and a product manager. But when it comes to SAFe, where should I start actually? I'm no see, I'm just trying to create a new team. So from where should I, or let me put it in this way, I'm just joining recently to in a new company, and they are saying like they already have a Agile or a SAFe team. So where should I start, or where should I position myself, and how it goes on?
Okay, so I would say again, you have to start with identifying the value stream. First thing is
no. I can understand this part actually, the exact the path of how the SAFe Agile travels. Okay, but my doubt is like, which role should I start in the SAFe? Being as a should I be as a Scrum Master, and then should I move on to a product owner or a product manager, and then should I go for a SAFe Agilist completely, or being in a mid management or being in a top management, should I start with a SAFe Agilist, and then should I look into how POPM works, or SSM works, or how it goes on?
If you are already playing the role of a leader, I would suggest start with SA. And if you are more interested developing the product, or you are more working as a SME or a business analyst, and you are going very deep into understanding the product, then POPM would be the right thing for you. So again, it is more of role specific things here.
That's why I was
focus is more on becoming a leader, or more of a SAFe coach over a period of time. I would suggest first go with SA, leading SAFe, and then you can extend to if you are more technical, if you want to be technical expertise kind of role, then you can go for SAFe for architects. There are a different
no, actually in my company, I've just we are just forming a new team, and it is for the cloud computing and DevOps, cloud automation and DevOps. So I'm being the first person over here. So so I could say that, shall I put it in this way, like a Scrum Master role as replaced and project manager role, and of course a product manager or a product owner is still there. However, it is aligned now with Agile and everything. So can I compare it in this way, and can I start with as I'm going to be a project manager? So shall I start with a SAFe Scrum Master, and then can I move on to product owner or product manager, and then can I move on to SAFe Agilist?
Yes, you can. See, in most of the all the courses, the SAFe principles, core values, competencies will definitely be addressed. So again, based on that, there is some delta part which would be addressed in each of these things. So you can go this way also, not an issue.
Okay, and my last doubt. So see, within Agile, we have multiple organizations. Say, for instance, we have Scrum Alliance, and we have Scrum.org, and we have even a safe. Okay, so how, and we have lean agile as well. So in this all streams, like why should someone pick safe, and how, or how safe is different from all these associations or organizations?
Yes. So SAFE has the proven results in all these things, all these areas. Okay. And if you see here in this one, on the right hand side, these are the proven results. So no other framework, might give you all these reasons. Okay. And if you search for state agile report, the 14th or 15th state agile report, it will give you the idea why, SAFE is largely accepted across different industries. So I would, prefer that you would go through that report. Yeah, maybe if you can leave your mail IDs, I'll be able to share that report with you all. Yeah.
Sure. And so how can I okay, and this is a kind of an probably relevant to this session. So will I be getting any sort of access to this session? So like a recording or anything as
yes,
such?
definitely.
So the reason is like so that I can take it up to my organization and I can explain it in a better way. That's the reason.
Definitely. Our team would be sending this link. Yeah, they'll be uploading it and they'll be sharing the link with you all.
Okay, then. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it.
Yes. Indra?
Yeah, sure. Hi. So I have question this value stream. Like as you said, that first step is like identifying that value stream.
Yes.
So can we give me one small example of any project or application, like how we relate this value stream to art, like how we are mapping?
Okay.
Means
yes, definitely. See, I'll give you one very layman kind of example so that all of us will be easily able to connect. Assume a customer walks into car showroom. Okay, so in the car showroom, multiple models are there. Okay, so he inquires about different models, and then he takes a test drive and he decides on one car. He places the order for a particular car. Okay, then maybe he applies the loan. Okay, in one of the banks, he gets the loan approved. The car gets delivered to him. Okay, and he repays the loan, and finally, over a period of time, maybe 5 years, 7 years, it is his own car. Everything is done. So the entire process, okay, the day the customer moves into the car showroom to look at the cars, and the day he has closed his car loan, the entire journey, that is called as a value stream. So there are different events involved in this. So that is what is a value stream. So in one of the examples, what I showed in the value stream one, that was about customer walking into the bank, okay, where he applies for the bank loan and he gets it. So if you look at this picture, he is asking for the loan, and finally he's been assigned the loan and he's closed the loan. So this is what is end-to-end, the sequence of activities, what we call it, that is the value stream.
Okay, got it. So how to implement that these values, that is art, like within art we implement these values.
Art is combination of multiple agile teams. So I was answering you, right? Art is, the minimum number of people on art is 50 and maximum is 125. So this 125 people, if we consider, they are part of different agile teams. So maybe, 8 to 10 teams, 10 agile teams, smaller teams put together is one art. Like the literal, the train, how it has got different components.
Yeah, so that is, I am aware.
Agile teams. Yeah.
Yeah, that what I'm trying to ask is like each agile team in agile release train, they will pick up these values and implement it technically, right? While through code or any other way, they will try to implement these value in iterations.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. That's what my question.
Vinuta.
Hi, Priya. First of all, thank you for explaining the transformation that has to be taken care and safe. I have a question here regarding the hierarchy. When you tell the safe transformation here, do we have any dedicated hierarchy here. Just we have either all of us here, probably in the IT field, we would have started as a developer, then going ahead with a senior developer, all those things. Do we have a dedicated hierarchy here in the SAFE?
SAFE does not mention about the hierarchies, like, if you are a manager, you go through this, or, a VP, director. Ideally, it does not talk about hierarchies. It is again, what I would say is more on your interest or the role what you're currently playing or you are looking forward to play. If you want to become a leader, yes, I can guide you that, yes, these are the set of things, or, some courses might help you. If you are more with respect to product management side, or, more of a DevOps kind of a thing, that way I would be able to help you. As such, there is no guideline about the hierarchy that has been mentioned in SAFE.
For example, here, yes, I understand this. For example, if I want to go ahead with the product management role here, okay, so we have certain trainings also here which have to be taken care, and then for that, do we have to have a particular years of experience again, as 2 years experience or 3 years experience? As I understand, you can't go to the product management level. That is what I understand. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Basic understanding of Agile is preferred for most of the SAFE courses. So for the product management role, the first course what we prefer at the basic level is POPM. And next advanced level, like say people with 10 plus years experience, 12 plus years experience, we, especially in the the product management field, if they are already playing that role, we would suggest them to go for a APM course in SAFE. That APM, Agile Product Management, it emphasizes more on design thinking. The different design thinking tools are discussed there. What is customer centricity? The APM is completely, based on this design thinking. So that is a higher version of the training that you can go through if you are more interested in product management.
Okay, so what my question here was, Priya, for example, if I want to go to a PO role, for example, you assume me playing a developer role. From developer role, if I want to go to PO role, is it possible? As far as I understand, from developer, Scrum Master to PO to PM, something like that. That's that is just the understanding. Can we just from developer, if I'm interested in directly in the APM role or PM role, will that happen, or how is it?
I will tell you. See, theoretically, you will, if you attend the workshop, you can go through the material and you can clear the certification and you will be entitled as a POPM or APM, whatever. But when it comes to the execution part, directly switching from developer role to PO, you will have some challenges. It is more with respect to the mindset. I'll give you an example. Assume product owner is what? Product manager. They both, they are looking just into customer centricity. Their goal is more about how, best they can deliver to the customer. And what is the mindset of developer? How do I resolve this issue? Yeah, something has come. So if there is any case of an issue, if a new product owner or a manager who has come from the development background, he tends to, solve more with respect to the technical things rather than looking at the customer centricity. So it is a journey. Yeah. Today you have done the course. Tomorrow can you play? Yes, you may not. You may need little more experience to, understand how that customer centricity works, and you will also need some domain knowledge. Okay, especially for banking, insurance, or any other, the basic criteria is you need to have some domain knowledge. Only then you will do a real value add to your new role, like a PO or PM. Yeah. What I would say here is these training courses will definitely give you an idea. You just, rather than reading a book and applying for the roles, going through these workshops will definitely help you, because we have a lot of activities designed around which will enable you to play the role of PO. Yeah. So along with this workshop, I would also suggest you gain some experience in the domain specialist, or if you are from a supply chain background, see if you have any other roles which can help you to come up to the next level in the product management role. So that is preferred along with this.
Okay, you mean direct transformation it will be little difficult to execute. It is better you go on a journey should go based on the years of experience, and then playing each and every role on the experience.
See, one is mindset. That's what I'm saying. You see, as a developer, you have been in the same area for quite some time. Definitely, you would have gained the domain knowledge. Yeah. Along with that, little bit change in the mindset is what it will take you to reach that POPM. Otherwise, it is not that rocket science. It is not impossible. Just fine tuning is required. That's what I would say.
Yeah. Thank you.
Who else is having question? Indra's question is answered. Ruba Ganesh. Ruba Ganesh, do you have one more question? One moment, let me answer others. Suparna?
No, sorry, I haven't lowered my hand. Sorry about that.
Okay. Just one moment. Sorry, Suparna. Suparna, are you there? You can.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. First of all, wonderful webinar. I lost a little bit audio. I don't know if you have already answered it. I put it in Q&A, but I'm going to ask you anyway. So I have a little bit of ITIL background. So do you think ITIL framework can coexist with SAFe methodology in an organization? And if it can, how do ITIL process management teams fit in this organization, and will they also act as an agile team?
They can.
If you allow, Priya, I can try to answer this, because even I'm having some ITIL background, and I'm okay with agile as well. So that's the reason.
Yeah, please share. Go ahead.
Thank you. Sorry, your name?
Suparna.
Suparna, basically, ITIL is for managing the infrastructure. Okay, so if you talk about managing the infrastructure, even if you come to IT service transition, okay, what it deals is like it's completely about changing the. It's all about change. Okay, service transition. It itself is for change. So in that way, if you talk about, so forget about the waterfall methodology. Now all organizations are moving towards the agile, and implementing SAFe or implementing agile itself, it's a transition. And so as part of the IT service transition, you can very well link with the with SAFe or with agile. And if you ask me that whether SAFe or agile is replacing the ITIL role, no, it's not like that, because agile or SAFe, whatever it is, agile methodology or SAFe, it's like more of nothing to replace ITIL, but as a part of ITIL, even in ITIL v4, in most of the capability modules, you would be able to find agile in each and every place. It's all about adapting and the agility towards how we can perform our IT operations. Hope that answers.
Okay, so it comes off after the fact, almost. You can say, like, after something is in production, or
no, it's not like after it comes to the production. Even if you want to bring it to production also, how you do it, you either you will be doing it using release management, right? In if I'm correct, in IT service transition, ITIL service transition, you have the release management as. So as part of the release management, what happens? Even here we have agile release train, which explains like how we can perform an major transition. However, you can you can modify it. It's similar to ITIL only. It's like, it's not a protocol. It's like it's not a standard. It is like a framework. Okay, wherein like you can it's flexible as per your requirement.
Okay. Adding a little bit here, Suparna, this ITIL, I'm not too much aware of these things, but any time, your teams, are you using any of the Kanban boards? Are you working in the tickets based on something like that?
That's the catch, right? I'm working as an ITIL person in an agile team. So it's like we're not developing anything.
Okay.
We are basically doing process management.
Okay, in that case, what happens now, Suparna? Usually, you will be part of the agile release train. You're more like a shared services rather than. So, your capacity, is it full time dedicated to one team, or you are extending your support to multiple teams? How is it?
It's one team, full capacity to one team.
Yeah, then you would be part of that art. Part of the art means what? You are aligning to the development team's calendar. If they are you said you are part of the agile team, so they have a definite calendar. They might be working in definite iterations, so you should be aligning with that calendar. Yeah, and maybe you will have to plan your work with respect to creating the user stories, whatever is applicable to you. So I think that would, in that way, you will be able to fit into this safe idea.
Okay, from what I've formed my opinions after this session is like, I would align, as you said, I should align to develop, like whatever process we have, it should work somewhere. So there is a development team working with us. So we align to them, and we are acting almost as a customer to them and the end user in this case as well, right?
Yeah.
So we don't have to work as an agile team ourselves, but we have to work with an agile team.
Yes, exactly.
Is that a correct understanding?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
You're aligning more with the development team. That would work fine.
Yeah. Thank you.
Do we have any other questions? Any more questions, people? Q&A, did I answer most of the questions? Whoever is having questions, maybe you can drop the questions to my mail ID. I would quickly share my mail ID. One moment. Yeah, my mail ID is priya@leanwisdom.com. Please feel free. Any of the questions, any of the debates, discussions, yes, I am happy to answer. Okay, that is one way. And if you are interested in understanding or knowing different trainings that we offer from Lean Wisdom, please visit our website. Our team would be more than happy to answer all your queries. Okay, I saw a couple of people who have raised the hands. Maybe let me take Irshad. I'll go with your question. Please, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, thank you. I think am I audible?
Yes, you are. You are.
Okay. So my question is very simple. So which role will help as a coach? Think that I'm a coach. I'm working with the Scrum, Kanban, and Spotify teams. To coach the teams, safe teams. So is it SPC is the right role?
Yes. Yes. So SPC is the right role. However, directly doing SPC is not allowed. First, you would have gone through the leading safe agilist.
I have done that.
Okay. Yeah. If you are done with the safe agilist, next thing is you can go with the SPC, safe program consultant. So on clearing that, you would be able to train the safe teams.
No, training and implementing safe is one part of one of the activity of a SPC consultant.
Yes.
Safe program consultant. Correct. But is he the right person to coach the team, safe teams like ERTs and all these guys?
On the books, yes, you are enabled to coach. However, in the practical terms, if you are considering, what I would suggest is you can act as a coach, but see if you can have some mentor. Yeah, maybe a couple of art launches, you work under the enterprise coach kind of a person, so that you get to learn more from them, and then after a couple of arts you can act as an independent coach. That works. Practical purpose.
I know. Actually, see, the thing is, like, from Agile, I see Agile perspective. I have done all these coaching things, and I'm working as a enterprise implemented agility, all these organizations, multiple places. But only challenge is to understand more in safe arena.
Usually in organizations, what happens now, that's what I was mentioning about LACE, right? Lean Agile Center of Excellence. So what happens is, in many organizations, like say we consult for Siemens and Bosch and things like that. So there are a group of consultants. So you always have a platform, in case, even if you have challenges, you can, discuss with the other coaches, consultants, and, you can implement the best practices. So that is always there. So ultimately in the, your practical scenarios, it's not one person who's taking care of the entire transformation. It's a coalition. Group of people would be, handling different teams. They will be mentoring the teams in the safe way of working.
Thanks, Priya. I think I got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Fair enough. You can all get connected. If you have any queries, please write to me or contact our teams. We would be more than happy to help you all. Okay. Thank you so much for connecting, and good luck. Let's see if we can meet over any of the discussions, any other discussions or any of the workshops. I'll be more than happy to connect with you all. Okay. All the very best. Thank you so much. Good night.